Morning guys, how's it going? Welcome to snowy December, the month where we better build ourselves a house. Our tent, oh my gosh, that was a cold sleep, I'll tell you that much. It's -4 right now with a high of 3, low of -9. That's not good. I do not know why these sausages are not ready yet. I'm not sure if you noticed, but you can see a little, you can kind of see a little bit more of our yard right now. After we left the last time, I went and I picked a selection of what will likely be, well, anyways, it's the trees we're cutting down for now until we just decide we want to cut all these trees down. But I got them all cut and I tried to sort of push them all into sections because our plan today, or my plan, the plan for us was to go and load up all these logs and get them all sold to make a bunch of money. And then we were going to go over to the new lot and begin clearing that. And then once those 2 lots are cleared, then we would plow our fields and, I guess throw down some lime at some point. And then really there's not much else we can do, especially if it's snowing after that until it gets nice outside. But I noticed something. I don't know. Nobody's ever mentioned this before. And I don't know. So I have the lumberjack mod on, as I'm in PC. On PC. So first of all, I had no idea there was a setting here for desired length. So I can change it to desired length. And then when I walk up to a log, oh wait, hold on. Yeah, so when I walk up to a log, it basically tells me exactly where to cut and even locks in. Look at that. Crazy. You used to have to have that F1 menu up, or I don't know what you call them, console, but you used to have the menu up and then you could see how long the log was that you were cutting. I think that was like back at Silver Run, whatever the expansion was. I think that's kind of when that stuff started to happen. But anyway, so I realized, I'm like, oh, look at that. You can cut it too. So I cut all the trees I was cutting between the last episode and now. I was cutting at 9 meters. So we could get that optimal length for sale, and life would be good. Then I noticed something else. I guess, are you the kind of person that doesn't read anything that pops up on screen like me? Like, God forbid I read all that information that pops up down in the bottom right hand side there. Yeah, so shame on me. Now, okay, in fairness, my microphone arm kind of blocks it a little bit, but whatever. That's no excuse. So if you look there, it tells you the type, tells you how long this log's cut, the diameter, blah, blah, how heavy it is, the volume in liters, and what the current value of this log is. Like, that is crazy. I had no idea that it showed us that right there. Now, I could walk up to... Can I walk up to a tree? I didn't even notice that. Remember when I was trying to count? No, I can't, but I can probably baseline what 6,000 liters is equivalent to in dollars and figure it out pretty quick, because I think it's about $900 per 1,000 liters right now for a tree. So that was my first revelation. I'm like, man, this is going to be way better. I can cut these things way easier. I can tell how much they're going to be worth. This is fantastic. Then I started reading down a little bit further. It tells me that this is the perfect shape and the perfect length. 0 branches, so it's basically applauding my fantastic cutting skills. And then I noticed that it's top quality, 100%, 120% max quality. But look at below that. So if I chip this up, all of a sudden the 4,000 liters basically triples. So it becomes 12,000 liters. And currently that would make it worth $5,800 instead of the $4,000 that I would get by selling this log at the sawmill, for example. And if I stored it and waited, there's another $600 there. $800, another $800. So it could be worth up to $6,600, which is kind of ridiculous. Now, if I remember correctly, current value for wood is pretty much the same all the time. The wood doesn't fluctuate very much, but the wood chips do fluctuate. So that got me thinking, while I was estimating that new piece of property and trying to determine whether or not we're going to be able to break even by buying it, now I think we should smash that if we go and we chip all of the logs. So that got me doing a little bit of research, and oh shoot, I spawned a pallet. I didn't mean to spawn a pallet. Hang on one second. Might as well grab that pallet and sell it quickly before we get underway here. Yeah, anyway, so that got me doing some research and trying to determine what the best way to chip wood is. I've never honestly, I've never paid much attention to wood chips. I think I've asked in the past, like, hey, what do you guys do with wood chips? I never realized the value that they had. That's the plan now. We're going to chip the crap out of all this wood. Now, again, I did not find an easy way to chip wood. I found some challenging ways and I found some expensive ways. I mean, there's a number of different sawmills in that you can put down and you can produce, I think wood chips are sort of produced as a byproduct of the process of making other things, but I want to produce just wood chips. So that's something in my quest for trying new things in Farming Simulator, which seems to be, ever since I jumped onto Comlands there, that seems to be my whole goal, is to just try new things. We're going to try something new here, and I think it's going to be a little painful. Immediately I think of you, Krustu, and your attempt to learn how to use how to do logging and how far you came with that arm, which is awesome, right? So I think using that as inspiration, I have leased some equipment that is sitting waiting for us down at the store. Let's just dump this thing. Yeah, so that's our plan, is to go and begin. Well, we're going to take all the wood that we've got kicking around our yard here, which is a lot now because I chipped a bunch of wood, and we're going to create some wood chips. So by the end of this episode, what I would like to have, and I don't know whether this is going to be possible, but I'd like to have the homestead lot bought, and on that lot I'd like to place a house. It doesn't have to be a fancy house right now. It could even just be a trailer, like a little RV or something. But I don't want to sleep in the tent in the cold, and I don't want to put a house on or anything temporary on the current yard that we've. Oh, thank God that guy turned. I don't want to put anything on the current yard that we've been slumming on, camping on, I guess. So I'd like to. Oh, there was a collectible back there, wasn't there? This guy won't mind. Here. Remember we saw one back here? Was it here? Oh, I've never seen this one, but we'll take this one. Yeah, anyways, we'll stop camping. That's the goal. So let's go pick up our newly leased items. Oh, I just realized. I wonder if I have lease to own on. I sure hope I do. Crap. I'll have to double check that after. Well, with full intention of leasing to own, I sure hope that I actually have that mod activated. But anyways, we'll deal with it, I guess. My intention is to use this equipment and then eventually either own it for good or sell it or whatever. But now the tractor is something that we want to keep. That's going to become part of our makeup here. So let's quickly grab this little conveyor belt. Let's park this right here. All right, so that's part one. So it's so dark, it's December. All right, so we have 140-ish horsepower, 143 horsepower Dutes here. I want to say this is the same Dutes that we have on Comlands, but in black. So that is leased, rented by you. We have, so I have all intentions of owning this tractor. So we've got the color match loader arm and pallet forks. This will probably start to take over for the little tractor that we've got back at the lot. And then also leased is this wood chipper. Oh, I need a trailer too, I guess. Shoot. I don't have a hitch for this. Shoot. I could have put a hitch on it too, couldn't I? All right, live and learn, right? This is the first time I've ever used it. So I'm going to have to come back for a trailer, obviously. Right now, we'll just get this loaded. Or put together, I guess. Anyways, yeah, so a couple things that I could have done with this wood chipper here. First would have been putting the... there's a crane arm So I did test out the crane arm, and while the crane arm is great, I figured I'd try this conveyor belt instead, because then I can just use the loader arm, and I'm just gonna get one of the store employees there to follow me. Yeah, I can just use even the small tractor. I can have the wood chipper hooked up to the new Dutes, because it's got the PTO on it. I can have the conveyor belt attached to that, and then I can have the small tractor basically loading logs onto the conveyor belt. That's the plan. Let's see if that's actually what happens. I don't know how good a driver this guy is. I hope he doesn't screw up my new tractor. And then yeah, so basically we need about $75,000 to purchase the new like where our home is going to go, and then hopefully by the end of the episode we got ourselves some kind of temporary. I'm saying temporary because I can't see us putting up what I would like to eventually have, which would be a nice beefy house. But I can definitely see us putting something temporary on our property and building from there. So I don't know. What do you think? We're gonna try something different here. Wood chips, eh? So the other thing that I discovered after doing a little bit of research, I think in the end the slurry yard might have been the more financially sound decision versus the fertilizer production. Namely because the fertilizer production, when I put digestate in there, it slashes it by 1/4. Now, I tried to do the math actually last night when I was looking around here. I can't remember what the math is, but the math that I did had the slurry yard and selling digestate directly winning every single time by a considerable amount. Now, so I debated with myself. I was like, what should we do? Do we pretend like nothing ever happened and get rid of the production there, and put in a slurry pit, or yard or whatever, or do we continue down the path that we've sort of created for ourselves here? I elected to continue down the path that we've created for ourselves for now, anyways. We picked a direction. It's not like it's bad money, but I just think that the opportunity for more money was there, and I may have sort of screwed that up. And perhaps, though, I have the wrong production. That's entirely possible. Because the wood chips appreciate or depreciate depending on the time of year or whatever. I don't really know what that depends on. But because that happens, I think I'd like to store... Really? It's that easy? It's that easy, guys. I never tested the conveyor belt. That's fantastic. Anyways, yeah, so I'd like to store some wood chips, I think. So perhaps once we get to that, dollar value, what I'd like to do is, if we can get to that dollar value to buy that property, put in a house, and then it'd be great if we could pay off some of this equipment. But we have a loan, I guess. At some point, somebody's going to come knocking on our door for that too. But anyways, so look at that. That's fantastic. Now I'm going to... Okay, so I need a trailer. So let's go take a look. Let's take a look at that. All right, I had some looking around, and I mean, this thing will hold 20,000 liters of wood chips. It's a side dump. I should be able to tow it with even my small tractor, and I can get it looking like this. So that's probably the direction we'll go. Let's just check the tires. Okay, well, let's go with that. I added the rear hitch already. Yeah, it kind of sucks that I didn't put the hitch on that. We'll have to get that thing bought out at some point anyways. But yeah, it sucks that I didn't put the hitch on it, because I could have just towed the trailer along behind it, and we would have been very mobile. but it's all good. All right, so why don't we just jet over to the store and get that trailer, and then we can get to chipping. And I think what we'll do is we'll take the first loads anyways, and we'll just sell immediately. I think, what did I say? It was about another $800. Oh wait, no, hold on. That wasn't $800 per anything. That was $800 per log, basically. Well, that particular log. I guess it's hard to tell. We'll have to compare what the difference in prices to see whether it's worth saving. Well, I think at some point here, obviously, if the price is going to go up, then for sure it's worth saving wood chips. We can store them until they're worth more and then sell them. But we do need some. We just basically want to generate cash to buy some stuff out and get that property. And we need a nice warm place to stay. That tent is going to suck tonight if it goes down to -8 tonight and I'm in that tent. I'm not going to be a happy guy in the morning. Especially because I haven't eaten forever. My sausages aren't even ready. So in testing, I just tested a couple things because I didn't want to go in completely blind, although I hadn't tested that conveyor belt, so I'm happy that hooked up. But there was what I really wanted. There's a Vermeer wood chipper. It's like a tow behind wood chipper, and then you feed the wood through the back of it. So at first I realized I was trying to use these wood chippers with the Gator, and I guess I didn't clue in that the PTO, there's no PTO, basically, I think is what the problem was. The Vermeer baler, the Vermeer chipper, I was, at first I thought it was a problem with the wood chipper itself. I didn't realize it was because I was just using the wrong thing. But anyway, so that's when it led me to that's when it led me to test the actual chipper that I leased. And then I realized by putting it behind a tractor with a proper PTO that it worked. And then I thought, well, I could go back to the Vermeer one because that's kind of what I wanted in the first place. It's yellow, which I thought was every wood chipper I've ever seen towed around my city is always yellow. Like there was a whole bunch of positives to it. But the problem was, so when I thought it didn't work, I tried to sell it. I sold it, but it never left. It stayed on the map. It just stayed there. I sold it, I got the money for it, and I could have just kept on using it. So that didn't make me feel very good. So I deleted that mod immediately, and we'll never talk about it again. So weird. As soon as I saw that, I had a pit in my stomach. I started to think, oh man, everything's going to crash. My game save's going to get gutted, and I'm screwed. But I got lucky. I love that too. Like the chipper basically will find the trailer. Yeah, I was absolutely amazed when I started actually reading the information that Farming Simulator was so kind to provide me, and realized that I had all this information available on the piece of wood that I was cutting. So cool. Oh my god, it works. Look at that. All right, let's go get the little beast there and see if we can put a log on that conveyor belt. What? This is amazing. All right, I don't want to jinx it because everything could still explode, but could this be my new favorite thing in Farming Simulator? The jaws of death? Have you tried this before? Okay, so the wood chipper itself is $88,000, so that's, pretty cheap. The little conveyor belt was $5,000, so I did lease both of those things. The Dutes itself was, I think, about 40 grand, but again, I leased that. The arms are like whatever, $8,000, and so definitely it adds up fast. But look at this wicked little setup that we got. This doesn't feel like cheaty in any way. I'm working for it. Oh, and this is going to be a lot of work, obviously. If we're going to do all these trees and then we're going to go clear that whole other lot, yeah, we got a lot of work ahead of us, kids. It's funny because I thought this chipper came with a an opportunity to like to use a conveyor belt, but I couldn't find it. And then I realized that it wasn't enforced or anything. It was literally in like conveyor belts or whatever that section is in the store. So once I found that, I was a happy guy. And then I guess we'll figure out how I've miscalculated, because I'm sure, as we've seen, my initial excitement is always reduced after I realize that I completely miscalculated. But I don't think I did in this case. I think I got it right. I guess the other good thing about it, I could just hand bomb stuff into there too if I really wanted to, but well, that would be a bit more work than I want to do. Cutting things up into like hand bomb size. Like this. Literally my new favorite, most favoritist thing. Look, the arm moves over. Okay, so that we're getting close to capacity there. I wonder if this is going to tell us. I don't think the wood chipper itself has any storage. Although I can imagine when we get to a certain, when we're full, it obviously isn't just going to keep shooting wood chips all over the ground. So it must stop chipping while you go and empty your trailer. So in the comments, I had lots of good comments on the last episode, and chatting with some sort of newer people that I've seen around in likes and whatever, but subscriptions, but definitely more interaction from some people now, which is fantastic. Let's always do that. Just talking about kind of the challenges trying to pick a direction. My indecision has been incredible in regards to this map. I don't know whether it's obvious, but I must have said I'm going to go a certain direction like 10 different times. So it feels good knowing that I have, well, something that works, even though I'm watching that one piece of wood that's on the conveyor belt right now flopping around, which I may have just jammed this log underneath the wheels or something here. But yeah, it feels good having a little bit of sense of self and direction. And around now is when everything went bad. Oh my god, look at that. What the heck? That was genius. Oh my gosh, okay, this thing's full. Can I even tow this with this Gator? Apparently I can. Okay, well, let's figure out where we sell these. Oh my gosh, for the $3, sorry guys, but we're going to the sell everything container. It's like sorry, not sorry. It's there for a reason. If I'm going to put in all this work of feeding stuff into the wood chipper with my little pallet forks, I'm not going to feel too bad for just rolling over here and selling this way. So I want to say that this is probably going to be worth around, what would that be, around $8,000 or $9,000? Yeah, $9,500. So I wasn't really keeping track, but you know, we were taking logs to the sell point. Could I have, and we were getting around 13 grand. I tend to think that we just put less wood into the wood chipper to get that roughly 10 grand than we would have got. Anyways, I'm trying to convince myself that this was a good decision. So, oh, look at that. Yeah, please tell me in the comments that this was a good decision. Make me feel good. So other things you can do with wood chips, I noticed there's I can generate electricity. There's a heating plant, I think, that you can put the wood chips into. I don't see electricity as being as good a moneymaker though as just selling these wood chips like this. Feel free to chime in on the wood chip debate, because like I'm trying hard not to record ahead. I recorded, this is what, episode 7, so episode 6 is recorded and not edited, but I think I'm only going to do those 2 and then get these posted. You'll see, like, I'm not going to have videos posted every day right now. It'd be impossible for me. Oh God, actually, what else is impossible for me is getting a stupid log up on a stupid trailer. Here's where the fun starts, isn't it? So I guess what I'm saying is there's a slim chance that by the time I've uploaded this video, I will have not recorded the next episode. So your input could be, I could potentially implement whatever your suggestions are. Come on. I hope this is as painful for you as it is for me. Oh yeah. That works. I think these logs are just a little... I gotta just cut the logs down, because now it doesn't matter, or it shouldn't matter anyways, I don't think, how long these logs are. Size should no longer matter. It should be just a matter of how many liters of... Well, anyways, regardless, it just takes whatever you feed it and turns it into wood chips. So, of course, a longer log is going to create more wood chips, but if you have two shorter logs that equal the longer log, then it should be the same. All right, how much of this do you want to watch? I think we'll do this when we get, well, actually, that might be dangerous. I was going to say when we get to the 70s, when we get to like roughly $80,000, which I need, 10? I need a couple more, basically 2 loads of wood chips sold would get me to the amount of money that I need to purchase that piece of land. But I got to watch because I do have expenses coming out, so I could all of a sudden end up in a negative quickly. I think we're going to be sitting good. Like, basically over the winter now, I mean, we're going to be cutting a lot of trees, I think. But basically over the winter, I've got a good source of income. I mean, we have a whole other wood lot. We have, you know, what comes out of the productions, which I can't imagine is going to be a lot, but we have it anyways. Once the... what was roughly 250,000 liters of straw is processed, then we'll, you know, that sort of fermentation turned into digestate sort of process will be done, and then we sort of wait for the spring. We're gonna have to find a good source of straw. Time flies when you're having fun. We've been recording for 53 minutes of pretty much non-stop rambling. Okay, so it says this is 47, so we should have about 89 to 9,000 liters in the trailer when once this is chipped up. Let's see what it says. I don't know. Yep. It's not lying, about 8,800. Why did I never do wood chips before? I think I mean, this is obviously more of a pain in the butt than just loading logs and taking them to a sell point. So there's definitely more effort. The equipment is not cheap at $88,000. That trailer there is expensive. So you really gotta kind of have an idea that this is what you want to do. It's not it's not like a chainsaw and a $1,000 homemade trailer. So I recorded my first episode of the next chapter on Comlands. It'll be a short chapter, but it is the next chapter. Yeah, I will have posted it by the time this one is live, so I'm not spoiling anything by if you're following along as I post, then I'm not spoiling anything by telling you that we no longer have a horsepower limitation on that map. And but as a trade-off, we are now seasonal growth. Come on, I keep getting these things stuck there. We're seasonal growth. We are hard economy, and I'm not allowed to sell any of my equipment. Everything I have has to last, or has to stay with me until the end. So I can't sell, like, for example, 5 tractors to buy a new tractor. I have to keep all my tractors. So I can buy a new tractor, but I just can't get the money for it by selling old equipment. So by the time we're done that map, we could end up with a substantial amount of equipment. So my hope is that I will own the map before we're done. I don't know if that's going to be possible or not. More so, will I be able to, like, will I want to play that long? I don't know. We'll see. It's possible, but yeah, there's a lot of work ahead, anyways. I'll say that much. All right, this guy's gonna be full here. Nope. All right, you know what? Let's just go. I was about 600 liters short of being full. That's okay. Let's just go. The trailer was starting to move. So it looks like at around 18 or 19,000 liters, this trailer decides to start moving. Probably because the Gator can't hold it. Getting nailed for these environmental bonuses. So I believe the property we're going to buy is like $76,000. So with our $86,000 right now, we can do that. So let's do this. Let's go park this over here for a minute. The Gator was our starting vehicle here on the map, so I guess we'll take that over. We'll just shut everything off here for a minute. We'll stop the production. So we'll probably take some of the wood chips right now. Yep. Oh my god. Look at those logs trying to fit in there. Get in there, boys. Alright. Let's hope that's still there when we come back. And let's go for a drive. I'll call up my real estate agent and we'll get a deal done. Alright, do you think I'm going to go right or left? I mean, you probably, if you watched the last episode, you probably were going to guess right, because we did buy a piece of property over here, didn't we? I'm feeling good about those trees on this property we bought over here now. I was really concerned whether or not we were going to make the money back and just by selling the wood, but I have no question about that now with the wood chips. So that piece of property that we bought is just up there. Now, there's one last thing I want to check on this piece of property before I hit go. Just kidding. You thought, I think you thought I was just going to keep on driving because you thought it was one of those two on the map edge, didn't you? Well, no, it's actually right here. The field with no number and the floating tree. Let's hope there's not a bunch of these. There you go. I should probably buy the field first before I do anything. So I just wanted to see what was in the middle here. You see there's a lot of these annoying trees. Oh, you know what? We're all right. Yeah, these trees aren't money makers, so, but they are a bit of a pain in the butt, so we're going to get them all cleared out. Some of these will be able to sell. Like this one won't disappear when I cut it down. This one probably will disappear when I cut it down. But yeah, this is the property. I guess I could fly or something right now, but so there's the overall space. A lot of space to put in some buildings. As you can see, like look at these houses compared to the space that's on this property here. What I don't know, because it's just map grass, I'm assuming that if I mow it, we're going to get the grass. So I'll probably get a small mower anyways, and we'll look at trying to pick that up. And then yeah, we'll build our future right here. So let me buy that. Woo! We'll go pick the keys up for... Oh, there's no keys. Never mind. So we now have this original lot here. This is going to be productions, and then likely what we'll end up doing is just cutting the grass field here or something, I guess. And then this will be... I could probably just gravel this entire lot, really, to be honest with you, and then we'll just only put buildings and stuff on here. And then this is our piece of land here. Yes, there's some good options for fields around here. I really like this whole valley in here. I think it's got a good feel to it. So, that may be, we may have our equipment over here. We may focus on buying all these this land over here. I don't know. Like we have this piece of property. This one kind of makes sense, right? Anyways, yeah. So what do you think of that piece of property? Drop me a comment down below there and let me know. Would you have bought that piece of land? I've had my eyes on that ever since we got on this map. I drove past it the first time, like, ooh, that looks nice. It's just a perfect shape. It's all flat. There are fields around it. It's got nice access. Like I don't have to take a weird and windy dirt road to get to it. The sell point is just up the road. Like there's lots of positives. Wait a minute, where am I going? The store's close. Look, our original piece of land is super close. So close that I just ripped right past it. But yeah, I think it's when I saw it was like, so I like the Crustu. I like where you've started. That was definitely high on my. Had you not gone and bought the land over there with and the starting farm and that may have been where I ended up. But once I saw you do that, I thought, well, okay, let me go the other route, and then we'll see, just for some variety. But I really like those grass fields that if you're watching his episode, I'm talking to Crustu like he's watching. I'm assuming you're watching, but if you're not, then this might just be weird. But yeah, that's I like those grass fields and everything around where he started his little farming empire. But hopefully what we've done works out. So let's feed these beefy boys into the grinder here. Face the inevitable, boys. It's chipping time. So it's not all roses. Some of those logs are a real pain in the butt. Like there's another one struggling there, so you end up having to really do a little bit of extra work there. We'll have almost 20 grand when we sell this next load. And with that money, I think what we'll do is we'll end up putting a temporary home up. Maybe even the same one that we put on Comlands. If you recall, at the beginning, we put that kind of like little trailer on the property. I think it came with what it had a coffee maker. It had a bed, maybe. It had a little table and chairs. I want to say there was a microwave in it. But it definitely did the trick for us for the first little while until we built our mansion. So I think maybe that's what we'll do is we'll put that up. And then, I mean, we could have put it on. Whoa. Obviously, we could put it on this property here. Maybe we will just put it on this property, to be honest with you, and then we can build out the other property without having to worry about working around a trailer. It might be smarter. It's amazing. See what happens when we talk. We come up with new solutions to what's not even a problem. I often use the custom color. I don't know what it's called, but whatever the mod is that allows you to customize. So when you have the option to customize the color of something, you can sort of long click into this other mod and then select a much more custom color for whatever it is you're building or whatever. But one of the things you can do is you can, like, so for example, for that Dutes Far, I just plugged in the word Dutes and then it loads in all of the colors that are stored for Dutes Far. I'm assuming that that's a Dutes Far color code because it came up with the Dutes. Oh, you know, a telehandler would be good here. Oh, there. The log got scared and jumped into the shredder. Yeah, so I'm assuming that's a Dutes Far color, so I quite like that color. I used to just make everything black or like dark gray. I've definitely worked hard to get away from just that. Now, if you meet me in real life, you'll realize pretty quickly that my entire wardrobe is basically black. not really even dark gray. Black and light black. So I'm not getting away from that in real life, but in the game we'll get away from it. Yeah, we're full. That's a full load. It's funny, I did not... When I left you guys last time, wood chips were not even on the radar. It wasn't until my chainsaw started talking to me and told me all that extra information. Alright, so we're gonna we'll put a trailer on this lot. And I don't think it'll be up on the hill where our grill is, so we may need to move our grill. Stop the production because the Massey wanted to go take a nap. Well, let's hope this is where the wood chipper starts to twitch. Everybody's got to stop because the Massey wanted to lay down. Get up, little buddy. Oh, I'll tell you one thing, it's nice to have a bigger tractor around. Alright, we're full again. I just want to test something as we go past the silo here. I want to see if this multi-fruit silo, can I store wood chips? And I don't think it'll just start emptying immediately. Ooh, I can. What's the capacity of this? 2 million liters. So one thing that we can do is we can basically just fill up the silo with wood chips and then we can just come by and fill up with wood chips whenever the price is right. I'm going to find a spot over here to throw up a small shed and a trailer, like I said, that I can sleep in. Those will both be... The shed might not be temporary because I can't see why around a production yard you wouldn't want to have... you could make use of a shed. We'll always have some equipment over here, I think. But yeah, the trailer that we'll be sleeping in will be temporary. So maybe we can put those up right now. And then I think the sort of next priority will be to get our lot cleared and then price out the gravel maybe to see what that will look like for us to, like, what it'll cost for us to start sleeping over there. Then we can get out of this dang tent, Let's sell that for $24. Give me that 24 bucks. Thank you. I'm going to sell our picnic table for $49. I'm going to give up on these sausages for $49. I'll take that. Yeah, at $1,000, this is a pretty inexpensive temporary option. Like, I don't mind putting it up on the hill here still. I do like that. There we go. A little steep getting up into it, but that's okay. What do we have available for a small shed? Alright, I guess that's as close as we're going to be able to get to everything else. There's quite a bit of stuff going on underground, I think, that I can't tell, because it's definitely restricting where we can place this. So we're just going to put a little bit of gravel down because that's what we do. I think we had about $26,000 when I started looking for a shed. I did a bit of landscaping to smooth things out as best I could. Yeah, you can see we got a little bit of a hill back here. A little bit. Oy. Okay, let's retool a little bit here before we fall off. Not to mention, look where all these logs are. They're all up here, so this has got to be the right place to move that operation, I think. You know, I find this these wood chips rather enjoyable too, which could mean that it might make sense to do more forestry as we head into the future here. Crazy idea. But yeah, there's just something about chipping wood that it's kind of fantastic, and the fact that you can store it in the in the silo is pretty cool. I'll see if I can remember. I'll put everybody probably. So the funny thing is, I'm like, oh, you know what? I've discovered this new wood chipping strategy, and with this cool conveyor belt, like probably everybody who's watching this has already done this before at some point, and I'm the last one. But if I'll see if I can remember to put the mod in the. Maybe I can put a link to it on the mod hub, so you too can begin chipping wood. I think that conveyor belt is the game changer for me. That makes the whole thing work. What? So has anybody tried the new? Is it Alaska? An Alaska map? Is that what it was? I think that looks pretty sweet. If you wanted to do logging, obviously. This is not going to turn into a logging channel. I'll tell you that much right now. But I do like the idea of like carving your carving your life into the landscape, which you can do when you're on a large scale logging map, like to the point where you eventually clear out and make fields and everything. I think that's kind of cool. All right, so we smoothed that out. I'm down to $17,000. These sheds were not very expensive, but in the end, the extra money I paid to landscape around them was a bit pricey. But there you go. It gets kind of cozy in here now. I wanted something lockable, so when we're not over here at the yard, eventually I think what we'll do is we'll replace these with machine sheds that we can lock up, and then all the equipment that's sitting over here unattended, we can, we can protect it. Okay guys, I think what I'm going to do here is we're going to say goodbye. There's no contracts to do. There's nothing really else to do except for just chip logs. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this lot cleaned up. So I'll get everything chipped on this lot between now and the next episode. We will... I won't begin... So in the next episode, I think we're going to... I'll have... So by the time I chip this whole entire yard here, we'll either... I can't see myself selling all of it. I don't think that's going to be a smart idea. I'll probably just put everything into the silo, unless I somehow find myself with more than 2 million liters of wood chips in there, then obviously I'm going to have to sell some of it. But and then maybe what we'll do is in the next episode, we'll work to clear up, we'll clean our lot up. We'll get rid of all the scrub. We'll get rid of the trees, the pain in the butt trees too. We'll figure out if we've actually, is the wood chipper now finally our solution to those useless trees? Yeah, so I think we'll do that, and then that'll allow us maybe to throw down some gravel, and then, maybe that's not where our house goes. Maybe that's just our main farming operation. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we can put some cows there and some buildings, and then our farmhouse goes somewhere else. Likely our farmhouse will go on that property, but we'll see. So we might not gravel the entire thing, but anyways, I think you get what I'm saying. The next episode, I think we'll prepare that our main property there for the future endeavors, and then after that we will be preparing the field that we purchased. We'll clean up that field, get all those trees dealt with, and then we'll get something that we can plow and make fields with, and we will expand the field that we have here, like the starting field, and the new field. Oh geez, that's not gonna go well. That come on, let's not get crazy here in the last seconds. But yeah, I don't know what you think of that. Let me know how this one shaped up for you. I think we really just chatted for and ground up some logs. but anyways, yeah, this is cool, man. I would highly recommend this to anybody. Wood chipper is cool. This setup is cool. I don't know. I like it. I don't know why I never discovered this before, but this is awesome. And I can only imagine if I had a more capable. What's more capable than a loader arms and a tiny little Massey Ferguson? But if I only had a more capable setup for transporting the logs over to the grinder, we might be able to do this a little faster or something. But really, what's the point, right? We're just enjoying life. It's December right now. We are on 2 days per month, aren't we? Yeah, so we'll still be in December probably the next we see each other, unless I decide to just move us to January or something, whatever. We'll see. But anyways, yes, I would highly recommend grinding logs. Sorry, this just sounds so bad, but so on that note, we'll leave it on grinding logs, and I will say goodbye, and I will see you in the next episode here on Maz. Ciao.